All right, so we're out here in Marco Island, Florida, and we're at a spot that has actually had one of the only great white herons on Marco Island, pretty reliably. And this beautiful great white heron, as seen on my shirt and out here, is out on this bay. This is a subspecies of the great blue heron. They're slightly larger and all white. Now, these are only seen in Florida and a little bit of the Caribbean, but this is a crazy, crazy bird. Super large. It's got that kind of fierce look to it. It is currently hunting on a sandbar right now, and what they do, they'll hunt for shrimp, shells, mollusks, whatever else they can find. And they got these great large bills, as you can see on my shirt. Huge large bills, little white plume here, super thick legs, and that's kind of how you know that it's a great white. And yeah, see, hospitality out here in Florida. We can wave to people. It's one that has actually shown up in the Midwest a few times. It's kind of started showing up in random places like the Great Lakes, as far as the Great Lakes, but they've only been known to breed in the Caribbean or South Florida, and they're really pretty restricted to those areas. They'll stay here in these estuaries all season, and they're most commonly found on these sandbars. So in low tide, they're feeding on oysters and microinvertebrates in the water, fish, anything else they can catch. And what this one's doing, it's staying super low to the water, and it's kind of letting its bill get as close to the water as it can so that it stays still and creates a shadow. So that the minnows swim into the shadow. They're attracted to kind of darker areas, so it just stays put, and then when the minnows swim into that shadow, it strikes and gets some fish. Well, that was absolutely awesome. Childhood dream. To see this species. Let's see what else we can find on Marco Island. Have a look at this beauty. Check out this adult gopher tortoise. Now, this is a vulnerable species. They're native to Florida, kind of bottomland southeastern United States. Now, these are what is known as ecosystem engineers. So what this species does is it creates these giant burrows, as you can see over here, and they will literally burrow into the ground, and they like this kind of scrubby, duney habitat. But all these mounds are literally made by these guys, and they can be used by a variety of other animals. He's just chilling right here, and what they'll eat is they'll eat these flowers right here. Oh, he's getting a little scared. But they got these dark brown carapaces with this kind of dark chocolate brown head, and he's kind of moving away from me right now, but he might actually go to his mound, so this might be really cool. He's going to head to his mound, and you can see they cook up all these sandy kind of dune habitats to create their giant burrows. And there's a giant burrow right there. Looks like there's a couple other burrows over here. Let's see if we can follow them. Come on. Unfortunately, this beautiful habitat will be absolutely bulldozed over in a matter of months because it's for sale. And this is prime real estate here in Marco Island, Florida. So developers will probably look at this lot and be like, excellent, we can build another house, stack them right next to each other. But that's one of the reasons that these tortoises are vulnerable and that they are really struggling right now to survive. It's because of this development crisis. There's tons of houses just stacked on top of each other in this area, and these beautiful, beautiful tortoises just have nowhere to go. So that's why parks and preserves are so important, to really keep these species intact. And yeah, it was just a real treat to get to see it before this turns into a house. Let's see what else we can find. We got a bald eagle eating a gopher tortoise right now in the middle of the road. Hopefully the car doesn't scare it. Let's go. Look at this osprey attacking the bald eagle. Check this out. Look at this. Unbelievable. Oh man. So we're gonna kind of slowly approach this here. Now this is an adult bald eagle, and it's eating a roadkill tortoise. It's kind of watching this osprey. Watch this, osprey's gonna come down probably one more time. Here it goes, attacking that eagle. Now both these guys will scavenge. Clearly this eagle is scavenging. It's an easy meal. But this is a huge adult bald eagle, pretty common in Florida. Look at that, it's gonna go back and tear open some of that tortoise. Absolutely unreal. Unreal. Oh, and we got a swallowtail kite. 2 swallowtail kites flying over right there. Unbelievable day for birds of prey. This is crazy. You see him?
Yeah.
Wow. So right above us are 2 swallowtail kites. They're one of the only raptors in the world that have these long tail streamers. And they'll use those tail streamers to kind of kite in the air like this. And they'll use those air currents to push up on them. What they'll do down here in southern Florida is catch dragonflies and other things way up in the sky that they can dive on and eat. Pretty phenomenal bird. So you can see they have these swallow-like tails with these very long black and white tipped wings. Absolutely insane birds. And we'll see if we can find any more down in southern Florida. In this undeveloped field, we've got a common Florida resident, a wading bird, white ibises. They're kind of a small wading bird that will feed in lawns, on grasshoppers, and anything that they can find. They've got red faces, blue eyes, and white bodies. They're pretty interesting looking birds. So they got these decurved bills, and then what they'll do right now is they'll kind of poke it in this grass. They're just kind of feeling for insects, and then once they find one, they'll pull it up and eat it. And they'll stay in groups. Sometimes they'll even get in groups of 10 to 100 at times, and are really hard to find really outside of the southeast U.S. Beautiful little birds. These are all adults. They start off as juveniles, as brown, and then they kind of gain that white plumage over time. Excellent. All right, we're out here looking for Florida endemic burrowing owls. Now, this is a species of owl that, unlike all species of owls, burrows into the ground and will actually have these little dugouts where they primarily live. So this is a field where it seems like there might be some burrowing owl presence. We're just gonna go take a look at this burrow here and see if we can see any owls. Oh my gosh, Marissa. And there it is, a burrowing owl. So these little dugouts are marked off to protect these little guys. They're not doing so hot in the wild. Again, these guys face threats of development. And in lots like this, you're really not gonna find too many open areas. A lot of it's developed. So these guys are just kind of relying on the Florida DNR to really make sure that these dugouts stay untouched and undisturbed. So some really cool facts about burrowing owls is they are the only owl species in North America to burrow underground. They're little guys. They'll feed on mice in here. They'll feed on they can feed on lizards, really anything they can find in the dry scrub habitat that they inhabit. And you can see we're so close to the ocean. So down here in Marco Island, this is a species that tends to like to be just off the coast in these grassy areas. So before development, this is what a lot of this area looked like. It was pretty grassy, shrubby habitat and had these beautiful dunes where these burrowing owls inhabit. So unlike other burrowing owls, Florida burrowing owls have spots all over the wings, which is kind of an indicative trait. It's only found on the Florida population, whereas the western population doesn't have the spots. And they might someday be considered a separate species. It seems like a kind of sad, somber tale for these birds, and it mostly is. Although the state of Florida has put up these kind of boxes to highlight their presence, to show property owners what they have on their property. It is a state protected species, so due to it being a state protected species, it's actually hard to develop areas like this if they are found here, but people still find loopholes and will still do it. Looks to be probably an old mound, but this is a great opportunity to get to see how they kind of properly do their mounds. So they'll use old gopher tortoise mounds, but they'll also dig their own, and you can kind of see it fits perfectly for that tiny little owl. They're not too deep, but they're deep enough where they can have a clutch of 6 or so eggs and raise their young. They'll kind of make it out of sand. They'll make it with some seashells to add some structural integrity to it. But check that out. Great opportunity to just be super close to this elusive bird's home. And it differs, so in, out west, you'll find these guys out in the prairies using prairie dog holes, but out here they're gonna be using mostly gopher tortoise dens. So if you know people that have these birds on their property, or you have these owls on their property, just try to contact Florida DNR, and they'll do their best to really protect them. They'll come out and set one of these squares out for you, and they'll really do their best to protect it as much as you allow them to. Again, it's a Florida protected species. We really want their population to stick around despite the increase in development, so do all you can. Really fight those HOAs that want to bulldoze these beautiful birds' habitat, and I'm counting on you guys. Now these are kind of storm-related birds that you're going to find during storms. So we were on our way home, and we picked up a few of them. Now let's see what's over. Oh my goodness, that island is absolutely littered with frigate birds. This is unreal. And what they'll do is they'll kind of soar with their giant long wings. They have almost wings longer than about 6.5 feet. Look at this one flying over right now, giving us a great look. Absolutely gorgeous. So they'll eat primarily fish, but they're absolutely enormous birds. The adults have this red wattle that's right underneath that they will actually inflate during the breeding season. Looks like a giant air sac. And literally over this small island, there's probably 30 or 40 of them. So you can see they have some forked tail, and they'll kind of use that tail to navigate the wind. So this is a species that is so used to the ocean blowing storms at them that they will literally use those long wings and forked tails to just coast as high up as a couple thousand feet in the air. These are typically called man-o-war birds because they bully a lot of the other birds. But they'll literally form giant groups just like the ones right out in that mangrove island out there during giant storms, and they'll catch fish. They'll come right down at the water with their long hooked bill, snag fish right out of the water. They'll bully other birds for their catches, so they're also known for doing that. They'll bully other gulls, make the gull regurgitate the food, and then literally capture that regurgitated food. So they're a bit of a parasitic in that way, but still truly magnificent. Look at these birds flying right over us. We had a great day on Marco Island, Florida. We saw lots of amazing animals. Gopher tortoises, burrowing owls, swallowtail kites, bald eagles eating a gopher tortoise. I mean, come on. and plenty more. So if you enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a like, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and we'll catch you guys soon. It's raining now, so I think we're gonna pack it up. So we're gonna head back to the old base camp, and we'll catch you guys later. Hey guys, glad you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, enjoy it more by subscribing and liking.